in 2015 we did our first adventure trip through the Czech Republic, Slovakia, Ukraine and Romania to the Black Sea and back through Serbia and Hungary. Now the time had come to start another epic journey. We will ride more than 2,000 miles in 8 days through 9 countries. From Germany to Albania, passing Austria, Italy, Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Montenegro, Kosovo and back home. We were starting in southern Germany, following the blue route to Austria. From there on, we were eating miles on the motorway, until we reached Slovenia. The Slovenian border region to Italy is one of our most favorite area to ride a bike. The crystal clear, blue water of the Socha is just amazing. Already at our first day we were in a very bad luck. Chris' clutch got damaged just a few miles ahead the campsite. Unfortunately, it turned out that BMW wasn't willing to repair it during the next 2 days. After many phone calls, there was no other option than going on without Chris. We spent one more night at the beautiful Ujka campsite to get everything managed. At the next day we started into the rain. Anyway, we were looking forward to the next 2 days. We wanted to ride along the famous coastal road in Croatia. Besides the road you can find barbecue cottages on a rope. Not to try the lamb and pork is a sin. Passing Zadar and Split we stopped at a small campsite near the Bosnian Sea access. After having jumped in and out of Bosnia at its sea access, Dubrovnik appeared in front of our wheels. The stunning bridge with the enormous cruise ships nearby are just the beginning. Dubrovnik's old town is one of the most beautiful I have ever seen. By the way, many scenes of the series Game of Thrones were filmed here. If you ever come to Dubrovnik, take a walk to the old harbour and get yourself an excellent mixed fish plate. The entry to Montenegro was fast and without any problems. We reached the Kotor Bay and took the ferry to the other side. The mountains in the bay looked a bit like the fjords in Norway. But the following coastal road wasn't impressive in any way. Much traffic and no space for riding a bike relaxed due to endless villages. Finally we made it to a campsite at the southern tip of Montenegro, with a 2 minutes walk to the beach. On day 4 we tried to take the direct way to Albania. Unfortunately the road was blocked. So we fought our way back through the smallest roads of Montenegro to Bar. Nevertheless we made it to Albania and rode in the Albanian Alps, an impressive mountain range in the north. By the way, Albania is the country with the most old Mercedes cars I have ever seen. The longer we rode, the worse the roads got. It's definitely still a poor country, but people were friendly and helpful. All kids were waving to us, as they did in all countries in the East. After a long and exhausting ride in the mountains, we reached Kosovo. We had to buy an insurance at the border. But otherwise there were no problems in border crossing. The multilingual border guards even allowed us to take a picture in this military restricted area. We didn't expect anything from Kosovo, but were surprised and amazed by this aspiring country and its people. One more border crossing and we reached Montenegro again. At a dirty campsite we found a place to sleep. Anyway, the host was an interesting man, to whom we talked for hours while drinking some beer in his cottage.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. All the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. You and I, we got it. We don't need no more.
We still were touched by our ride through Kosovo, when we started in the morning. Our first aim was the Tara Canyon. It's by far the biggest canyon in whole Europe. An impressive bridge spans the river 150 meters below. You even could fly over the canyon by a zip line.
Through and through. No limit to what we can do. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. You and I, we got it. We don't need no more.
Afterwards we rode through the Dermata National Park. It's a very good road between the mountains of Montenegro. Really, Montenegro's landscape was the most beautiful one we saw during the whole trip. It's just a small country, but there's so much to discover. We definitely will come back one day. At the end of the day, we crossed the border to Bosnia and ended up at a campsite near Dubrovnik. Today we wanted to see the backlands of Croatia. Instead of heading north on the coastal road, chose a route to Knin. The difference between the coastal area and the backland is shocking. It seems that the richness of Croatia concentrates on the coast, while the other parts still are poor and mostly unpopulated. For sure, there were some wonderful sceneries. Nevertheless, we were happy to reach the coast again after a few hours' ride. By the way, you really should visit the Plitvice Lakes and have a walk through the impressive waterfalls. Sadly, our trip was close to the end. We headed north to Avaro in Italy, where we spent our last night at a campsite with well-tasting red wine. Now the 8th and last day began. On the motorway we rushed through Austria back to Germany. Despite the lack of time, we were fascinated by the Balkans, the hospitality, the helpfulness and last but not least the gorgeous landscapes. See you soon, Balkans.